Welcome to the Deep Dive. You know, we love to explore unique perspectives, and today we're diving into a fascinating one on intelligence.
Sounds intriguing.
Yeah, and it's not the typical IQ definition or anything like that. This goes way deeper.
Whoa.
We're looking at a source called intelligence, as taught in the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood.txt.
Okay, now that's a title that grabs your attention.
Right?
Who's the author?
It's by WaXhira, founder of the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood. And what really stood out to me was this idea of interconnected intelligence.
I've got to admit, when I first saw that phrase, I thought, okay, is this just another way of saying we're all connected?
Yeah, I had the same thought. Like, we've heard that before.
But reading through this source, it's clear this goes way beyond that.
Absolutely. It's not just about recognizing we're part of some larger system.
Yeah.
Interconnected intelligence is about truly understanding the depth and complexity of those connections.
And how they have spiritual implications for us.
Exactly. So how does this source define interconnected intelligence?
Well, it's not just about problem solving or learning new stuff. It's about understanding how everything is related.
Everything.
Yeah, and I mean everything, on a fundamental level.
That's a big concept.
It is. It's like the source uses this analogy of a giant cosmic tapestry. Each thread represents a being, event, idea, all intertwined, creating the fabric of existence.
Okay, I kind of get it, but that tapestry analogy is still a little abstract.
Yeah, it is.
The source uses another example, something I didn't expect in a discussion about intelligence. A Bible verse, Matthew 25.4.
Interesting. Which one is that?
It says, "What you do to your brother, you do to yourself."
How does that connect to interconnected intelligence?
I think it shows how our actions impact others and how those impacts eventually come back to us.
Makes sense. Like, we're not isolated individuals. Everything we do.
Thoughts, actions, even intentions.
Yeah, they're all part of this web of cause and effect. What you do to another, you do to the tapestry, and ultimately to yourself.
It also mentions Acts 17.28, "For in him we live and move and have our being." I had never thought of that verse in this context before.
That's a great one. It highlights how we're all connected within a spiritual framework.
So it's not just seeing how our actions affect others in a practical way, but how they affect everything on a spiritual level.
Exactly. And the source uses another analogy to explain this, one that we can all relate to. Our own bodies.
Okay, I'm curious now. How does our body demonstrate interconnected intelligence?
Well, think about it. Your heart needs oxygen from the lungs to pump blood.
Right.
Your brain needs nutrients carried by the circulatory system. Each system relies on the others to work to create a functioning whole.
It's like a complex ecosystem, but inside us.
Right, and if one part is messed up, the whole system's affected. The source applies this principle to the universe as a whole.
So we're all part of this massive interconnected system, a living tapestry.
Exactly. And our actions have bigger implications than we might realize.
So it's not enough to just understand that everything's connected. It's about understanding the spiritual side of those connections.
Absolutely. And that's where things get really interesting.
Okay, let's get into that then. What does the source say about the spiritual side of interconnected intelligence? What did WaXhira teach?
WaXhira taught that this is what makes it more than just a fact.
You mean the spiritual dimension?
Yeah. It takes it from a simple fact to a profound truth.
Because it goes beyond just the physical world.
Right. Recognizing that spiritual reality connecting us all.
So we're all part of something bigger, something sacred and interconnected.
Exactly, like those threads in the cosmic tapestry.
Woven together by divine force.
I think when you start to see the world through that lens, it changes everything. How you interact with others, your decisions, even how you see yourself in the universe.
That's a powerful idea.
Yeah.
But how do we actually cultivate this interconnected intelligence? We can't just read about it, right?
No, you're right. The source actually talks about some specific practices.
Okay, so it's not just theory. There are actual things we can do.
Exactly. And these practices can help us really experience and understand this interconnectedness.
Like what? Give me an example.
Well, one practice the source emphasizes is meditation.
I knew you were going to say that.
Why? You meditate.
Not as much as I should.
Eh.
But it seems like everyone's talking about meditation these days. What makes it so important for this kind of intelligence?
Right. It's not just about relaxing or de-stressing, though those are good things, of course. In this context, meditation is about quieting your mind, connecting with that deeper sense of self, the part of us that is connected to everything.
It's like going beyond the ego, beyond that feeling of separation.
Exactly. Experiencing that oneness, not just thinking about it. The source also talks about studying sacred texts.
Which we kind of already touched on with those Bible verses. But it's not just the Bible, right?
Right. The idea is that by engaging with these texts from different traditions and contemplating their deeper meanings, we can better understand these spiritual truths.
And how they connect to our lives.
Yeah. They offer different perspectives on this interconnected nature of reality and guidance on how to live in harmony with it.
Like a roadmap for navigating this web of existence.
Hmm.
It's not about blindly believing everything.
Oh, no. It's about using them as tools for thinking critically and deepening your own understanding of interconnectedness. And speaking of action, the source also emphasizes service and compassion.
Yeah, that makes sense. If we're all connected, then helping others is helping ourselves. What goes around comes around.
Yeah, you could look at it that way. But the source takes it a step further. It emphasizes genuine compassion and empathy, seeing ourselves in others. Their well-being is linked to our own.
So it's a shift from me to we.
Exactly. Acts of service become less about doing good and more about recognizing and honoring that interconnectedness.
It's understanding that we're all in this together.
And our actions have a bigger impact than we might realize. And finally, the source mentions environmental stewardship.
Environmental stewardship. Now, that's not something connected with intelligence.
I know, right?
Especially interconnected intelligence. How does the source even tie those two together?
Well, think about it this way. If we truly get this idea that we're all connected, then hurting the environment is basically hurting ourselves.
It's like we're all part of this web of life, right?
Exactly. And the source makes this point.
So it's not about saving the planet as if it's some separate thing.
Yeah, it's more about recognizing that we are part of the planet, connected to its well-being.
So taking care of the environment.
It becomes an expression of interconnected intelligence.
It's about realizing we have this responsibility to care for all life.
Because our actions impact everything now and in the future.
Man, this is really changing my whole perspective.
Yeah.
We've gone from intelligence being this individual thing to something so much bigger.
Right. More holistic, even spiritual.
Absolutely. And I think this shift is so important, especially now.
You think so? Why?
Well, look at all the challenges we're facing, like climate change, social injustice.
Even political polarization. I see what you mean.
These problems come from a sense of separation, this lack of understanding that we're all interconnected.
So interconnected intelligence isn't just some abstract concept.
It has real implications for how we deal with these problems, for how we build a better future.
I totally agree. It's about living more consciously, with compassion, making choices that benefit everyone, not just ourselves.
It's a call to action.
Inviting us to align our lives with this truth of interconnectedness.
This deep dive has been a real eye-opener. We started with intelligence as taught in the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood.txt.
By WaXhira, right.
Yes, and we explored this amazing concept of interconnected intelligence.
Going beyond just book smarts.
It includes spiritual awareness, compassion, understanding our place in the web of life, and taking responsibility for our actions.
And we've seen how this understanding can change not just our own lives, but help create a better world, a more just and compassionate world.
One that's more sustainable, too. For me, the biggest takeaway is this shift from me to we.
Realizing our choices affect everything, ourselves, other people, even the planet.
That's powerful stuff. And it can guide us towards a more fulfilling way of life.
Living in harmony with everyone and everything.
This has given me so much to think about. If everything is connected, how does it change your perspective on your own life, your actions, your relationships?
And what does it mean to live with that awareness every single day?
It's a big question, but one worth exploring.
It really is. And that's the beauty of it, this constant exploration, this lifelong journey of understanding interconnectedness.
And how it shapes the way we live and love and build a better world.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into interconnected intelligence. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and remember those connections.